I believe is going to be a bit more organized than our past show.
Okay.
And we're striving for perfection here, but we'll settle for good right now. Anyway, this week we have a lot of news actually that happened, not only concerning Oculus, but Apple and Microsoft and Sony. So everybody sort of gets in this week. And maybe we should start off with the news, see what we think about it, get everybody interested, and then go into some of the games that are coming out too, which are coming soon. So I think we're all waiting to see just how soon that soon is. So without further ado, I think the first thing, Mike, you wanted to talk about the virtual desktop and the update on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've been using virtual desktop since it came out on the Oculus Go, and it's a wonderful software for productivity and VR gaming, because you can play VR games from Steam and the Rift Store on your Quest, and without the Oculus Link. So you can use a shadow computer, which is a cloud computer, and since the computer is far away and you're just using the internet to stream it and stuff like that, you end up with more artifact. So when the two views blend together, you have different artifacts on both, different pixel density everywhere, and when they stick together, it just makes it look blurry. So they released an update with monoscopic rendering. So it just renders basically one screen, and it's a flat screen. So you don't get the 3D effect anymore. So you're losing the 3D effect, but you're getting an awesome, amazing boost in quality. So it just looked like you're playing a Quest game, or a PC game with a wire. Well, to me, because with my internet connection and all, it works great. And I was able to play Echo. I was able to play a Battle Wake and Onward and stuff like that using this, and I was, no blur at all. So it was really good. And the only thing is that I always feel like I'm going to fall because there's no 3D, so I can't reach to things, and I'm looking down and I'm like, whoa, this doesn't look right because it's flat. Right. So you have better visual but less immersions. And Echo is a game where you throw a disc and you move a lot, and I was just having a hard time to figure out where I was in space, but it was looking good. So I'm gonna play Asgard Wrath tomorrow, and I'm gonna talk about it maybe later today, but yeah, I'm gonna play this tomorrow, and I just can't wait to play it, and can't decide if I want a perfect looking screen or a good 3D effect. So it's really hard because
personally I would go with whatever enables me to play the game better. Because if it looks good but I can't to play it because I can't tell where I am or accurately aim,
it's not that bad. I mean, it's a huge visual upgrade for a small discomfort.
Okay.
So it's either it looks really, really amazing, but you just don't feel there. Well, you feel there, but you have to try it to really see
not
what it
as
is.
There.
Yeah.
Well,
so there's almost no there.
No there, right? But the Wrath of Asgard is 121 gigabytes.
Yeah, that's huge.
Which is bigger than a lot of the SSDs that are in laptops.
Unfortunately, it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, I just wish they did what so many big games did, and you install half of the game, you play it, and then you install the other half and you play the other half. So you just don't have 121 gigs right there, because many people will have to clear all their games just to get that one in, play it for 40 hours, delete it, and never play it again.
True.
It's insane. No, 121 gigs is just like...
It's a mess.
It's It's crazy. It just really is.
Yeah.
I don't see how they expected to be able to do that, or if they just want 6 people so they don't clog up the server.
I don't know.
It's a solo game, so no servers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't figure that one out. That
I
one.
They don't
was
want
gonna
to
say,
sell the game.
Your idea, just splitting it into half and half is not a bad idea, except with a VR game, would that to break immersion because you're all gung ho all into it, and then end of disc 1. Please insert disc 2.
Yeah, well,
Right.
it
And then you
was
gotta
done.
wait for it to download and install, and
Yeah, I don't
But
remember
that's not
how
a
it was
small
done.
download either. That's
No.
not a small download. I mean, it's going to be, somebody's going to go, I can't wait to play this game, and they're going to hit download, and then in a
and they have
week,
to wait.
they're going to be able to play it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, a 40-hour game, you won't play it when once done.
No.
So maybe it could install like 20 hours, and then you're 5 hours in, it uninstall the 5 first hours, and you download the next 20 hours, and
Yeah.
something like that. So,
Yeah.
but I haven't played a game. So is it an open world? Do you like play around? If it is an open world, you can't really do that. So
Right. I watched a little bit of Don, the VR gamer dude, playing it on his channel,
Right.
and he said it's very linear. Well, the first part, anyways, was kind of linear, as in, yeah, you can explore around a little bit off to the side and whatnot, but you really can't to do anything that's not part of the quest involved. Is the idea that I got from it, but he only did 20 minutes of gameplay in the video, so I don't know if it becomes more open after that part, or if it remains a more linear title.
Yeah, I watched Upload VR play a bit, and they were talking about. They said I think it was 26 hours main campaign, and a lot of side quests. So I mean, side quests probably means that you can explore, that you can do things that are not on that linear path. Because he
yes
said
and
that.
No.
Well,
sorry.
The way he said it was like he said there are many things that I could have done, but I had to look for it. I had to search. I had to talk to that guy to go to that place.
Okay.
So that is why it made me wonder: is there more than just the straight path? Because the missions that he was playing was a really straight path.
Right.
So,
well,
it's hard.
So sorry. I'm thinking back to a game that a lot of people consider the best RPG game ever. It's a Final Fantasy VII. It had a lot of side quests you could do. You could go do the chocobo forest, to breed the chocobos and all that stuff, and some of that got you rewards that were useful in the main game, but all of those side quests were still linear. I couldn't just go to a random place that was not a designated side quest area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just go, okay, I want to do this. No. Well, no, because if the game mechanic for doing that existed, but it existed in the side quest area, I couldn't do it in the non-side quest area, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So it was, there were the branches coming off of the main path, but they were all linear and limited branches. So
which is all understandable, but once again, we still boil down to over 120 gigs, which means that they should be able to not only create an open world, but an ever-expanding open universe. It's like
No Man's Sky is smaller than that.
Right, exactly. There's got to be something that they're going to be able to do, because I guarantee you it's going to choke a few computers. Guarantee.
So, I'm pretty sure that many cells will be lost because people just can't install it.
Yeah, right. I mean, I'd be able to install it. I've got the disk space available for it, but I don't have the. I have 336 gigabytes free on my laptop right now, so I've got the space for it. I just don't have the graphics card for it.
Well, right. Plus the graphics card, exactly. The space.
And 60 gigabyte of RAM.
Yeah, well, I've got that. The only thing I'm really missing is the graphics card.
Yeah, but many computers seems to have 12 gigabyte of RAM from what
Or
I've seen.
8 even.
Or 8, yeah.
Yeah.
And they're asking for 16 apparently.
Right.
That is what
I've
read today.
hardcore. Obviously, they
yeah.
want to go for hardcore here. You know, it's like
But,
put on your.
when you put that much work in a game, I mean, you should at least try to lower something, lower the textures and install, lower textures that will take less place or something like that, just to save some space.
Right.
Well, we'll know for sure after you play it and let us know.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Your disoriented self, right?
Well, you're going to have to record your gameplay too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
On your YouTube channel, and that way, when we get the video, the podcasting figured out a little bit better, we can show that on the next one, maybe.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see the GPU and CPU usage on that when you play. Plus, record it while you're playing. That should really. Be...
Well, I mean, I will use the Quest to record it, and the PC do it. So...
And do it through virtual desktop and like. Wow.
Yeah. Now going back to the main topic of the virtual desktop. I don't know why, but I've never been able to get it to work. It worked for minutes at a time, and then it doesn't work. I always get a problem where it can't connect to my computer, and then when it does connect, it doesn't stay connected. And I've never really been able to figure out why. It was like that when I was using it on my Gear VR. It's like that now that I'm using it on my Quest, and I don't know why. However, when I tried out the immersed beta, that worked perfectly. I mean, it was like almost zero lag, zero latency almost, and they had an update recently that said, "Hey, we've got it down to like just a couple milliseconds of latency now."
I tried it because I'm working in VR sometimes using my PC, and to be fair, immersed is a lot better for work purpose.
Yes, yeah. However, I don't believe that it does the Steam VR thing that the virtual desktop does. So
that is why I have the two of them.
It has to have something to do with the ports. Obviously, it's going to have to do something with the ports of how your computer is connecting through. It sounds like there's a drop every now and then. To be honest with you, it sounds like it's.
Yeah, well, I've got my laptop is hooked up directly to the modem with an Ethernet cable. And the Quest obviously is on the Wi-Fi, and it's like I don't know. I've gone through all the troubleshooting steps in the past, and it hasn't really fixed it. So, but for those who are able to get it to work, that's a really good thing.
Well, I see they added dictation now as well in the update. It said that you can use dictation with the virtual keyboard.
So it is the window voice recognition.
Cool.
So use the Windows voice recognition, and you can use your Quest microphone. So
nice.
Yeah, it's really good.
Speaking of mixing the other piece of news, Microsoft is coming out with their virtual reality mat. So you'll have locomotion, which they're planning on incorporating into Xbox.
Okay.
But it also seems like they're all headed for wireless at this point. I guarantee you, the way that Microsoft has positioned itself by using the Android system on their new Duo, which they're now trying not to call a phone, even though it's obviously their phone, and the fact that Sony advertised, I don't know if you saw it, Now it's going to be a wireless headset on their new PSVR.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to have a rear-facing camera as well as the front-facing cameras. So that's like all these guys are moving in the direction we want them to.
The
Which is
Quest.
great. Exactly. They're all becoming... And meanwhile, everybody's now questioning the link. It's like, well, wait. Now everybody's getting away from the wire, and now we get the wire.
It's just a matter
Right.
of time. And
Yeah.
even Carmack had a talk about the fact that the next step is going wireless.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the link is just temporary. We
Yeah.
will get that for about 6 months, and then it will be all wireless.
Oh, I would imagine once they put in that 855 plus processor that they're putting in those $600 phones now, which is incredible. Once they're putting those in the Quest 2 or whatever the next iteration is, it's going to be amazing, really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, unless I win the lottery, I'm probably not going to be able to afford the Quest 2 right away at launch like I did on this one.
That's what I keep thinking as I see the Apple augmented reality glasses, which they're now saying is going to come out in the first half of 2020.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Neither can my credit card. Can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Now,
It's burning.
I am handicapped in my ability to purchase these things because I don't have a credit card. I just got a debit card, so I can only spend money I actually have.
Yeah, I know that does become a problem.
But it's good in the long run because it means that I don't overspend as much.
Correct. And the early adoption is just a little bit later when they have actually done the firmware updates. So that's a good thing.
Yeah. Now, what I find interesting about the Apple AR glasses is, to my understanding, Tilt 5 is kind of doing this also, is they are going away from having everything be in the actual headset, and they're having their AR glasses to basically be a dumb terminal. All the computing and networking and location services are all on the phone. And the Tilt 5, if you look at all their Twitter posts, all their the videos and whatnot where they are showing them, is physically hooked up to a phone or another small pocket computer or whatever, and then connected with the wire to the glasses. And
I think that's what it needs to be. Because you can upgrade your glasses and you can upgrade your phone separately. So you can buy one pair of glasses and it lasts for 10 years. Just switch your phone. Or if you get want a better view, but your phone is good, just change your glasses. Better resolution or something.
10 years. In 10 years, we'll be watching 80K televisions.
I'm sorry.
I said in 10 years, I'm sorry, but to me, 10 years in tech time is like the Jetsons, I'll be packing my flying car into my suitcase. So I can't imagine changing out my glasses in 10 years,
Yeah, true.
I was going to say, this possibly opens it up to you don't necessarily need the latest and greatest iPhone to power these. So they're going to have it available not just to the early adopters of the latest and greatest iPhones, but to everyone who is who has an iPhone or iPad possibly capable of being on their latest and greatest OS.
Well, let's just see what happens compared to the Cosmos 5 marriage, which seemed to have been divorced before it ever started, and now Vive is taking returns on the phone that was supposed to power it.
If it got divorced before it ever started, does that make it an annulment?
Technically, I guess which religion you're in would depend on which way you're going to take it. I don't want to make a global decision here. I'll let each tribe decide how they'd like to divvy up the spoils. But yeah, the Apple AR glasses do look good. They do look promising. I'm also sure that they won't arrive before their time.
Yeah.
But I think
and
they will
I'm
leave
also
a lot
sure
of-
that when they arrive, they will be the best thing ever, the most innovative thing ever, because that's how Apple is always perceived.
Well, certainly
2
the most
weeks.
expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, but they would probably be white. So like all product from Apple is white, and every other brands have black products. And some people just. I saw one guy that had an iPhone, and I'm Team Android, so I was just with my Android, and I asked him, like, why do you like your iPhone? Like, not that I wanted to bother him, but he's a friend, so I was like, you were always Android before, and he just said, oh, I wanted a white phone, so I just grabbed an iPhone. I was like, oh, okay. Some people don't mind the phone; they just want it to look great. You could just have bought a case, but
yeah.
That's nuts. I mean, the
well,
iPhone...
what I would do is I'd just buy a white case if I wanted a white phone, really.
Yeah.
Because I've had, or my wife had, a white phone before. One of the Galaxy Notes came with a white background at one point. A white bezel. She had a case on it. Couldn't really see that it was white.
My Pixel is a white camera, and the first thing I did was put a black case over it so that it's not white. It's
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and for glasses, I would want them to be black, not to see the outline.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure that Apple would go with white glasses, and we'll put that on and just see the white borders, especially for someone that is not wearing glasses like me.
Right.
For sure, it'll have the little white apples on the side, but they'll probably have like a tortoise shell, and they'll have a few different styles for sure.
Well, yeah. What I was reading on an Engadget article hinted that, they are. There was news that Apple is going to be working with third-party brands to launch the accessory, and they were speculating that one possibility of what that means is that you'll be able to get various styles of the headset, but it'll be the same underlying hardware, sort of like how the Google Daydream headset was supposed to be a reference headset, and it could be redone by any manufacturer as long as they met the reference standards. So you might be able to get, let's say, a Michael Kors brand Apple AR glasses, or a Donna Karan brand, or
sure.
Target brand, or
Of course, I do not short Apple in the marketing department. I'm sure they'll have no problem moving the glasses, other than having to mortgage them. That's going to be the big thing.
Yes.
Do I have 5 years or 10 years to pay for it and get my next upgraded pair?
Yeah.
Just don't get upside down in the mortgage. You don't want an upside down mortgage. No,
never. But the other thing that Apple announced, I don't know if you guys saw it, was their new VR headset with the RGB/D. Instead of OLED, it's an RGB-D type of view screen, I guess, that they're putting in, I guess in their white headset that they'll come out with. But yeah, Apple is going full on in this. And I think Tilt 5 is really in for a battle, to be honest with you.
Well, they've got the first mover advantage, but they are a much smaller company, and they're still in the Kickstarter phase.
Right, exactly. And these guys aren't. And Apple and Microsoft come running in with theirs, it's going to be like no contest. So I think
Yeah,
Tilt 5 is for early adopters of augmented reality board games, but that's going to be a pretty limited niche, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And talking of niche, I hope that Apple just release an Android version of the app to run the glasses, just so it's a niche market, AR glasses, and if they limit themselves to a niche market, well, it's a big niche market, but the Apple iPhone owners, Android, I think, took now a larger percentage of the phone market. So, I mean, if they are compatible with both ecosystem, it would be really good for them.
Right.
I don't know what's going to happen with the phone ecosystem because now it's like the OnePlus 7T. I've been looking at that phone now that I have a Pixel and I'm looking at both phones.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm sorry to go off topic for a second, but they really packed that OnePlus 7T. It's positioned right next to the Apple 11 XR and the Pixel, and it's a flagship phone for under $600. It's crazy.
It's a flagship phone for a mid-range price.
Exactly, which is great because I see that Apple is repositioning, putting their guts in their older cases, and sort of making them a little bit cheaper. And that's their new style. They want to get their phones under $500 now also, as opposed to the $1,200 release. So I guess we'll see like a $500 pair of augmented reality glasses a few years down the line as well.
Yeah,
we might.
Pre-owned. Certified.
Pre-owned, recertified.
Exactly. If they're good enough for us, they're good enough for you.
Yeah.
And what do you guys think about BeatOn?
Yeah.
BeatOn and Beat Saber.
Yeah.
Right.
BeatOn, for the few people that may be living under rocks and don't know, was the basically mod you could get through SideQuest that allowed custom songs. And they went away recently in conjunction with the disclaimer that's at the top of the unknown sources tab in your library on the Oculus Quest, which has a statement about no pirated apps, basically. No illegal mods. And so they went away, and there's been a big brouhaha about it. People review bombing Beat Saber, and I think complaining with Oculus and talking trash and whatnot. And Shane Harris of SideQuest is saying, "Hey guys, just settle down. It was BeatOn who did this. Don't downvote Beat Saber. Don't downvote Oculus."
Well, SideQuest is a really precarious position. I mean, they're living day to day, hour by hour at Oculus's bequest. At this point, because
at the whims.
Yeah, and also they're really not only stepping on mods, but you had the music as well, so you were going to run into royalty rights.
Yeah, and I think that was the main issue, was people weren't necessarily buying the songs to use it with it. They were getting it from illegal sources, or maybe BeatOn was including the songs in the files. Which, I don't know if they were, but if they were, that is illegal distribution of the song. So.
Yeah, but someone took on Reddit and wrote that there's already someone that is supposed to be launching soon that will take BeatOn place.
Yeah, I saw that too.
I saw that also, right?
I'm not surprised that someone else is going to step up. And
just a question of time, yeah.
Right, but I don't know if SideQuest is going to be so happy to put it up there either.
Yes, they are.
But
SideQuest published about it. SideQuest is the one that promoted new mod.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I saw you had to press on the little black boxes to see what's going out there. But it was pretty funny.
So it will be front page everywhere on SideQuest.
Yeah. Right. Now, this this whole situation is kind of reminding me of some of the things Carmack has been known for, and what he just said in his the keynote at OC6. It's basically that he's all for modding. He's all for the users coming in and to creating things and expanding and improving. But
within legal barriers.
So corporate is they have to be against that because of the potential legalities. So there's always that tug of war and that precarious balance that they have to try to maintain.
Well, I don't think Oculus is against mod.
Well,
it's just against illegal mode. So if you make a mod that allow you to download illegal songs and produce illegal content, get games for free, get downloadable DLCs for free, that is illegal. That is not right mod. It's not just adding textures in a game. It's breaking
but
the law.
A lot of these mods, like Carmack mentioned, back in the early days of Doom and Quake and whatnot. If I remember right, he didn't go out and announce to the world, "Hey, I am making these available to you guys. Please modify them." People started doing them on their own, and he was like, "Hey, cool,"
Yeah, well, he actually went open source, so that is kind of mod me.
He encouraged it and went open source, right? But at the beginning, I don't. I forget. I wasn't really paying attention back then, as much as I am now. But I don't recall it being explicitly legal at the very beginning. It became legal, it became openly encouraged and open source, and hey, do what you want with it. But that's why I said he's kind of for all this stuff. Oculus Corporate is kind of against all this stuff, because even doing a texture mod, unless it's an open source program, you are violating the end user license agreement on that by reverse engineering and modifying it. So
that's why Oculus put that statement up the way that it did, because really any modification you make now is illegal as far as they're concerned.
Or it could be deemed so, right?
Exactly. At their whim, it's illegal.
Right.
Decriminalized right now is really what it is. So it's unique, to say the least. But at least, go ahead.
I mean, it always was. It's just that it's now stated.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was because on Reddit, people started to share APKs, and there's some Russian website where you can download the old Quest store and stuff like that. And people started sharing those links and doing stuff. So I think that might have been
trigger it. Yeah.
I think that was the trigger, not people playing with a saber that it was pink instead of red. And
no, the colors didn't make a difference. I think that was the royalty issue was the one that got there. Especially because now Beat Saber is trying to specialize in music, and the first thing they do is add disco. If you're going to specialize in music, I think they took a step backwards from Imagine Dragons to go to the disco, or I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that's not the fact. I would not.
Panic at the Disco is not the best back I've seen. It's not even the best songs of Panic at the Disco. It's not a band that I usually listen to.
Right?
It's not disco. It's the name of the band, but it's not disco. No. But but a game coming to Quest called Audica it still have custom songs on PC, so you can map songs. So maybe that if it comes to the Quest with custom songs possibility, maybe you can download someone's track, without the MP3, and just buy the MP3 and put it yourself, and that is legal.
Yeah.
That
Right.
was done in Rock Band. That was done in
Right.
Rocksmith. That was done in every music games
Yeah,
that are like
and I think on the PC, that's how Beat Saber handles it also, right? That you can download like the map of the song, but
yeah,
you have to obtain the song itself on your
Yeah.
own, so by legally
Which is
owning
fine.
it.
and that is legal.
Yes,
Yeah. So maybe
because that's a
Audica-
derivative work and not the actual copyrighted work.
So is
Yeah.
Audica supposed to be one of the releases tomorrow, or is that like
No.
a coming
I don't
soon
know.
title again? You know?
It's somewhere in November. I don't remember the exact date, but it's
Yeah.
November.
Yeah,
17th.
it just showed up in the coming soon
It is.
this week, so I wouldn't expect it to tomorrow anyways. But
No.
Michael just said he saw that it was next month, and it's
Yep.
probably next month.
I
yeah, I
have no
looked at
idea
it.
what to expect tomorrow. Oh yeah, I know. I've wanted Audica for a while, but
Yeah.
I have
well,
no idea what's coming tomorrow. Really, at this
Yeah.
point, everything
neither.
is listed as coming soon, and
yeah.
take your pick.
The
Yeah.
Climb is coming out tomorrow. Oh, I don't want to say that. I don't
Too
want
lazy
to
to
say- yeah. Rewind.
Yes, that would be an interesting one. Oh, I
Yeah.
thought it was interesting the way that Oculus printed their article that hand tracking only takes 7% of the battery.
Yeah.
And some people will be very interested in how much battery usage
Yeah.
the hand tracking will
I'm
take.
sure there's some people waiting for that.
I thought it was an interesting piece of news that we should highlight here for
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
potential viewers. Did we have anything else on the news? Let me take a look here.
I think we're done
I
with
think
the
that was all the
news.
news. We were talking about the upcoming titles. We got Audica, which
Yeah.
is one I'm looking forward to.
Asgard's Wrath, we did.
Ever since I first saw the gameplay of Audica, I was like, oh, that's much more my style than than Beat Saber is. Just so something about it really clicks with me on a gameplay level. So.
And what if
Right.
we compare Audica, Beat Saber, and Pistol Whip? Which one would you pick?
That's
And
a
why?
tough one.
Yeah.
At this point, I would say Pistol Whip because it looks like it combines all of them except for the saber. I don't know if they're going to add one or not, but
No,
right
but
now,
you can smash people.
Yeah,
right. But it's tough to
pistol.
really tell. But I think Pistol Whip looks the most interesting to me right now. Since I already own Beat Saber and I'm sure I'll buy Audica, Pistol Whip is the one I'm waiting for. You know.
Yeah. Well, I would say Audica right now, but the Pistol Whip is a close second. It looks intriguing. It looks interesting. It looks like you would definitely move around a lot more than you do with Audica. So it's a better fitness game for those who are looking for a game that's fun and also a fitness program. The gameplay video that was released today, he's ducking and dodging and moving all around during the whole thing. It looks like an incredibly active game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you went with Audica and Pistol Whip because I'm Beat Saber team on that. So I'm super happy that we're like, because I don't really enjoy. Well, I enjoy Beat Saber, but I don't play it a lot. I play it like once per month, maybe, and that's enough for me because I don't. Well, the songs are really good for that type of game, and there's a lot of variety of song. And I've listened to the soundtrack of Audica, and I just can't like
it's not
any
your style
single
of music.
song. Yeah, it's not my style. Like I just watched the playlist and I was like, I don't even know how it sounds like. So I listened at it and I really don't like it. And I saw people playing every single song and I was like, I don't get it. I don't, I want to buy it just to feel it and try it. Because Beat Saber is not my type of song neither. And I just go with the sabers. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I like that music with the sabers.
Yeah,
It's also a great game for showing VR. Beat Saber, you just hand the people the controllers. You don't have to talk
True.
about
Oh, yeah.
buttons. You just
So easy.
yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't have to say hold it this way, hold it this way, do
Uh,
this.
and
Yeah.
they get full immersion immediately,
Right.
and
Oh, yeah.
then you could take them wherever you want to go.
Yeah,
Whereas
it's a
super
very well
hot.
designed game. I was gonna say about Pistol Whip though. I was watching the video as I mentioned, and that doesn't seem entirely like your kind of music either, Michael. But so maybe it's a little bit so closer to your kind of music, or
It is closer to my kind of music, but I don't feel
okay.
the rhythm. You know, I listen to Slipknot and those things, so I don't expect them to be in a beat game.
Right.
But Beat Saber just feels good. Audica just doesn't look good to me, but maybe when I'm playing it, I will say, okay, yeah, it makes sense. How it plays and the song. And Pistol Whip, I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, it's a bit more like aggressive. It sounds like you're in an epic movie doing a massive murder or something like that. It just
like the
John
world famous
Wick.
scene from The Matrix.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
exactly. That's what
Running
it's
down.
supposed to feel like,
yeah. Like John Wick or something like that. People just
Right.
hate you and you want to survive, so you just go through the song, and but you can shoot all your bullets, as soon as you see the enemy, and it just breaks the song, I guess. So you have to, go with the rhythm, and I'm not sure how it works.
Right.
I watched the song and I was like, can he shoot now? Why is he waiting? Okay, now he's shooting because it makes sense with the song. He's dodging until it makes sense with the song, and then he's firing.
right?
And I'm like, shoot him first. He's shooting at you. Shoot him. And it was
Well,
not.
remember, they tell you close is good enough on that one too. It wasn't like you have to be accurate. You just have to sort of be in the general direction, like get him, get him, get him.
Right.
Yeah.
And what I've heard from various interviews and the feedback from people who have played it is when the bullets fly by you, they make a sound that's a cool part of the song sound, and you only get to hear that if you let a bullet fly past you. If you shoot them before they can shoot a bullet at you, you never hear that sound. So
the fight scene can make the song. So the way you're playing it makes the song you hear.
Right.
So
definitely. And that right there is what appealed to me about Audica and about Pistol Whip, not so much about Beat Saber, is because Beat Saber is much more you are playing with the song.
Mm-hmm.
The other two, you are involved in helping create the song.
Yeah.
Your actions add integral parts of the music, without which it's not complete. And and Beat Saber has already a complete song. You're just adding a overlay.
So you're comparing Pistol Whip to sort of like Super Hot with
rhythm.
With like Electronauts. You're going to create the sound as you're killing your. I mean, that's pretty interesting. Is creating music as you kill. That's unique. I have to say, I never thought of it that way before.
Yeah.
And I will have the three of them in my my quest for sure, because I'm into rhythm games, even if I don't play them a lot.
Right.
But Audica, I just need to try it. I just saw the live trailer where the girl is playing and she's shooting the notes, and doing the rail gun or something like that, where she just, it just looks so perfect. That is what I want to experience. I don't like the songs, but I like the badass moves, and
now what I'm wondering about Audica is, with their custom songs that they've got coming or whatever, how well designed are those going to be? I mean, I know it depends on who the designer is and how good a job should they do and all that, but it's like, is it just going to become another Beat Saber, and that they're putting in Panic at the Disco song, then they're putting in Imagine Dragons song, and they're putting in, say, Bon Jovi, Queen, random sword fight scenes from the Princess Bride and whatnot, and all that kind of stuff, or is it going to be more of the same kind of songs as the built-in songs where everything meshes?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll get more of the first stuff you talked about than the latest.
Probably.
But I'm pretty
the
sure
other it takes a lot more work.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure that the more people, make custom songs and stuff like that, and old people in the game and make people buy the game, they will come up with more DLC and stuff like that.
Right.
So we will get more songs from Harmonix that way. And Harmonix is amazing at creating songs, games, music games.
Yeah.
So,
well, the Audica's been out on the Rift for a while now.
A couple of months,
Yeah. I think that if they could port that to the Quest as is, it's funny because, as you guys well know, playing a game is completely different than watching somebody else play the game.
Yeah.
I never thought I would buy Beat Saber. I honestly thought I'd play the demo forever. That would be it. And about a week after playing Beat Saber, I bought it with the Imagine Dragons pack. It was like they got me.
Me too.
And so yeah, at this point, I do like rhythm games. Although I like shoot. That's why Pistol Whip has me, because I like the shooting games and I like the rhythm games. So
and but I don't like auto aiming.
Right. I mean, there has to be a way of giving you the music.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
They need the beat though. That's the thing. It's like when you get your Wooger vest, which now is going to be working with Oculus.
Oh yeah.
I think beat games are going to be pretty intense.
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Audica is the first game I'm trying with this vest. I mean, just the sound of the explosion when you hit the notes, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I want you to play Creed. Creed is the first one.
I will.
And make sure to let yourself get hit. No.
I'll just go, hit me.
You're right.
About Audica, I'm just that one thing that you have to do where you hit the target with the gun and you gotta hold it there, and it does the swell or the build whatever sound. I bet that's gonna feel. So with the Wooger vest on.
How is that going to work with the headphones?
I don't know.
I'm just thinking about those spatial headphones that you're getting as well. How would the spatial headphones and the Wooger vest? I mean, is it going to just? How do you connect them all at the same time?
My body's gonna be shaking, and I'm not sure if it's good or not, but it's gonna be fun.
I was gonna say, we'll see on the podcast after you get them all. If your eyes are rolling around and you just
still be shaking.
Send them into a seizure. So I think we need to move on a little bit here. We have Affected the Manor. Coming out soon, it looks like. So, want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not very familiar with it, so.
This is a game that I played on the Oculus Go, and it's one of the great horror games. It's a great ambience, but it's a really straightforward path, one direction, and you have a choice at the end to take the stairs or the elevator. That's the only choice you have. Other than that, you're on a rail and you just follow the path. And it's about 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I just hope that they made something different for the Quest, because I don't want a tech demo again. You know? And the PC version is the same too. So I'm just hoping that they added something more and not just took a few months to pack the same gold thing in the Quest.
Yeah. That's actually one of the reasons why I haven't gotten a lot of that of those games on my Gear VR, is because I looked at the reviews and I saw they were short. I saw people saying tech demo, and I saw how long they were, and I was like, okay, I'll just stick with whatever is free. Like they had if I remember right, a free short version of Sisters or whatever. So I checked that out, but I didn't want to go and spend what was it, just $6 or whatever, or
Something like that, yeah.
or for just a short tech demo game that I was going to play through one time, and okay, I'm done. Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly what happened.
Right. Well, that happens with a lot of
on the
games,
other
but they
hand,
were forgivable on the go.
True, it's forgivable to an extent, yeah. But now that a lot of people have SideQuest, it's a little bit less forgivable because the price isn't going to remain $6 or $3 or whatever. It's going to be at least $10, maybe $15.
Yeah, it doesn't work $10. If it's in the same, if it's the same game as I played on the go, it doesn't work.
No, and there is no $5 category yet.
It more.
No.
Yeah, they need to expand it, and I don't know, add things that you can only do because you have the fixed off now, or to let it be more of an open exploratory thing rather than an on rails.
Yeah.
Because I've never liked the on rails games either. Some of them it can be good, but by and large, I like to be able to have agency. I want to be the one doing the game instead of just being along for the ride. Like Face Your Fears on the Secure VR and the Go, it never did anything for me because it was all on rails.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, but on the Quest is much more interactive. You are doing things. You can choose to go there, choose to go there, choose to do this. So it would probably to do a little bit more for me, And it's got more, different storylines too. So, but if you really want a scary game to play, for now, the Dreadhall is probably the number one, in my opinion, because it is eminently replayable. I mean, I've only had the free demo on the VR, and it's different every time in the demo, even. So
which game is this?
Dreadhalls.
Oh, yeah. I keep reading about people like needing to do their laundry after playing a few minutes of the game.
Yeah,
it's my favorite horror game of all time.
Really?
Yeah, it really pulls you in, even in a 3 DOF headset. It really pulls you in and it gets you going.
It's even better on the Quest. It's really crazy because you just can just lean around the corners and see if someone's coming, and when something's coming at you, you can just like dodge it and stuff like that. It's crazy, and you have to hold your hand with your lantern and watch your map with your hand, and it's crazy. And it was scary on the go. It was scary on the Daydream because I bought the game on both platforms, and I even played it on the Rift and the Vive, and I can't say that the Quest compares to the Rift and the Vive versions. It's really well done. The only place I haven't played it is on PlayStation VR, but
yeah. Let's not mention that one now. It's not untethered. Remember, PlayStation VR is still tethered until the next generation.
Yeah, and if you cut the wire, it just doesn't work. It's a big no.
Yeah.
I think in games on the Quest, it's also a question of replayability.
Yeah. And the Dreadhall has handled that with a palm. Because it's procedurally generated, so it's automatically different every time you go into it.
And it managed to get scary even if it's random maps. Because usually a game, when they have random maps, the event just doesn't work anymore. But in Dreadhalls, it works so perfectly. Everything is just randomly generated in a perfect way.
Yeah.
Now I have to go buy Dreadhall. Great.
Oh yeah, you do.
Yep.
Well, I was actually going to pick up Dual Strike Death Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I like the idea of enemies coming from behind me, which has been happening lately in Ninja Legends. I don't know if you guys have been playing, but they
I
updated that again.
played the demo of that.
That's a good game.
It is. It's getting better now that they've added the archery. And they took out having to not, remove your bow from your quiver so you could actually shoot them and everything. I love seeing these developers add content to the game.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And that makes me feel like a part of, they're responsive, which is terrific.
Yeah, and to make it to feel like a worthwhile investment too, because if you should get the game and you never see an update, never see anything added, it should feel a little bit empty and hollow. But if it's continually being updated and the devs go, hey, here's our Christmas content, here's our Thanksgiving content, here's the Halloween content, it keeps it alive and fresh.
Well, Sirento is really good at that also. Sirento is really updating
the
themselves.
King.
Right.
They're the king of updates.
I don't know about you, but I've pretty much given up on my swords. At this point, I'm carrying around the disintegrator, and every weapon fires, at this point. It's like I can't take the chance on
I just like to slide and slice. Slide and slice. That's the way to go.
Well, that's it. Exactly. Either you slide and slice, or you just shoot them up and just move on.
Yeah.
So,
and there's a game
I was going to say, speaking of things that are totally unrelated, how about Knockout League?
Yeah. Yeah, this game has been on PlayStation VR, I think, and it is on the Steam store and I think Rift Store too. And I've watched a bunch of reviews, and many people like this game, but it's not a creed. It's more a game where you have to find the mechanics of your enemies and works against your enemies. Once again works against the mechanics of your enemy, because it's just repeating the same combos, and you have to find the flaws in his combo, block it, and counter punch.
Yeah,
and looks fun.
It's like I always forget the name of it. If it was Super Punch Out or Mike Tyson Punch Out or something like that on the Nintendo way back when.
Oh, yeah.
It looks very much like that if I'm remembering the Knockout League right.
Yeah.
It looks very much like that game brought into a VR.
Yep.
So. Boxing is a perfect game to bring into VR.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and the characters are really funny. They have personality and they have special attacks. Like there's a magician that would just make magic moves and throw cards at you, so you have to block the cards and stuff like that. So for kids, it's going to be super fun.
Oh yeah.
So,
yep. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, I was just pulling it up on my other computer, and yeah, it looks like the game I'm remembering. Yeah, only with a lot better graphics. The Mike Tyson, the Punch Out game was like 8-bit or 16-bit graphics.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, because some of the games on the Quest have some pretty low quality graphics, low res graphics actually, not low quality. But all in all, it still amazes everybody that I show it to. This past week, I've had a chance to show it to about a dozen different people. They were all looking for the wires and the light boxes because I had showed them the Rift 2 years ago.
Right.
People keep telling me what PC I need to run the Quest.
Right.
And I'm like, you don't need a PC. You need a phone for setup. Yeah.
Exactly. People just don't get it. They really don't.
Yeah. It's basically like if you bring a cell phone in the 80s, Yeah. You're like, exactly. This is your phone, and they're like, well, where do I plug it? Like, but I mean, it is self-contained. It is
connected to the wall.
Yeah.
Actually, I did know a guy that had a cell phone in the 80s, but it was like in a knapsack, the battery weighed like 40 pounds.
Have to lug around,
Yeah.
And it was still wired to the battery. It was this huge thing, but
with an antenna on the edge.
Yeah, it was like a bowling ball, the bag size or whatever.
Right, exactly. It was crazy. But I guess in 10 years he would get a new one, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
10 years.
Anyways.
No, I'm really waiting. I'm excited about the augmented reality glasses being implemented. I really am, especially with spatial anchors and what they're going to do to
Yeah.
our planet at this point. You know, what we
Yeah.
actually see compared to what's actually there is going to change, which is going to be very unique. Because
Oh yeah.
in 5 years or 10 years,
10
you're
years.
going to have to differentiate. 10 years, right? We're going to go by the Mike standard. In 10 years, you won't be able to differentiate a lot of what's real from a lot of what's digital in
Oh,
the
yeah.
real world. That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
We're moving there very quickly.
Oh. No. That is the trend, yeah. I don't know if it's going to be exactly like that, how it actually works out, because there are, at the same time that that trend is going on, there are people that have been reading all of those apocalyptic novels by Neil Stephenson and whatnot now, and so they're gonna try to put the brakes on some of the things. They're gonna try to incorporate, hey, so keep ethics in mind, and all that stuff. But
that genie is out of the bottle. I mean,
yeah,
that faded back in 1973 or something. I mean, that.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? Really? They're not going to use AI? The other day, my friend was checking his airline schedule and he got into his car, which has Android Auto,
Mm-hmm.
and it came up with directions to the airport.
Right.
So, I mean,
yeah.
There's,
I know.
really, but these people are now going to stop people from,
Well,
they could give up their cell phones.
No. My point is that there are people, and a lot of them are in the industry also, that are aware of the potential slippery slopes, and they are, at least on the surface, saying that, hey, remember, we need to be aware, we need to, how it's all going to work out, I don't know.
I think we slid down that slope, to be honest with you. I know we're putting the brakes on it to some degree because people see where it's going now, as
Right.
opposed to having read the books 20 years ago and seen where it was going to go. And yeah, I mean, it's when governments start asking Zuckerberg not to encrypt end to end because they're going to have a problem. It's like, there's this definite sort of problem with meshing here, and when cybersecurity and government security start interfering with each other, that doesn't bode well for me. It's sort of like SideQuest; they lose to Oculus. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of slippery slopes, the Dash World is considering doing a tournament next weekend. So not this weekend. That's in a couple of days. It's but the weekend after. And I mean, they're out of the temporary beta embargo thing that they were on that ended on the 7th, I think. So we're going to see more and more gameplay and review videos. But I mean, we've all played the game, and I'm really liking it, and I'm looking forward to possibly being able to take part in the tournament and probably get my butt soundly beaten. But it'll be fun doing it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a really good game.
It is. I mean, we're talking comparison games. It's like VR carts and Dash. No question where I'm going. It's Dash.
Oh yeah.
And that's even in its early stages. So
and
sorry
it can only get better from here.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to that very much.
Yeah.
I don't know if there were any other games that got updates that we missed. I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I don't think. Excuse me. I don't think so offhand.
VR. Orbis VR got
right.
Dungeons.
Yep, Orbis.
Yep.
Yep.
And a new shard
Yep,
done,
they
or
got
shard trading
the
system.
2 new level 30 dungeons and the raids, I think, and they increased the end game dungeons, the raids. I don't have it in front of me right now, but they increased that to a plus 15 or something like that. So
a lot of end game content.
Yeah.
Which is great.
It
It's
is.
great that they're continuing too, because it was a little weak at the beginning. So it's good that they're adding to it now.
Yeah.
And I believe that they mentioned that they were pleased by the success of their fall event, the Gladgorn and the Scalehold hunting, and the Berserpal Snatcher catching. And they're going to try to make an event for the next season coming up also. So they're going to try to do a winter thing, I think.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Really
makes
makes
great.
a lot of sense. I know.
Yeah.
So,
I'm looking forward to
Death
that.
Horizon did it. I remember when Death Horizon did their Christmas scenario last year on the go. So I'm wondering what they're going to do this year. Although I was disappointed to see that they're not going to fix the problem with Death Horizon on the Quest, even though they ported it. If you own the game before, there's a problem with the left and right controller.
Oh, you mean the Go version?
Right.
Yeah.
And if you want to play the Go version on your Quest, it's not going to work correctly. And the developer said they're probably not going to fix it. So I'm not sure why it ended up on my Quest. But.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the Go games that are playable on Quest just had few requirements, and I think that the requirement was just to be playable, and I think that it's because I'm not sure, but I think in Dead Horizon on the Go you can select if you're left-handed or right-handed, and it basically changed the game, the way the game behaves. So just clicking on a button won't make the game change from left to right-handed. So I think that it might be a bug that way, because you're holding the gun, a certain way and stuff like that, and they can't just make you switch, mirror it. So I think it's that problem.
On the other hand, Slightly Heroes, if you just sideload that on the Quest, you switch hands as soon as you do anything on one controller or the other. And I got used to, when I was playing it on my VR, using my gamepad for the movement by doing that, and then using the controller for the aiming and the shooting. So I was trying to do the exact same thing with the Quest controllers. So right hand for shooting and left hand for the moving. But as soon as you go to move, it switches the gun to your left hand.
That's a problem.
And then as soon as you pull the trigger on your right hand, it switches it back to your right hand. But I think someone else in our Discord mentioned that it still shoots as though you have the gun in your right hand or whatever. Still, it's just from the opponent's perspective, you've got a bullet coming out of where there's no gun.
Okay, I guess you could live with that if you had to. But I haven't played the new Gargantua updates either. I know they've had a lot of tournaments, and they said there are new toys waiting in the lobby. I want to go in there and see what's doing there.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Right. Gargantua is the other one. And Skyworld, I haven't been in a while now. It's like I was playing that like crazy for the first couple of weeks.
Yeah.
I think I've hit that point where I have a lot of games on the Quest now, and
it is an issue.
I know, I get frozen. I look at my library, and it's like, I don't know.
Same here.
That is one reason why I am glad that Inktober is going on right now, because that forces me to be using the tilt brush every day, so that it's not languishing, gathering virtual death while I play the Stunt Runner and some boxing games and Orbis and all those other stuff. And it's been a lot of fun looking at the prompts and thinking, okay, well, what can I do to meet or to make a picture of this prompt within Tilt Brush at my current skill level, or do I want to try to push a little bit and to try to go above my current skill level, and it keeps you to come back into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. We should show a few pieces of artwork when we do a podcast in the future, because some of that stuff is really amazing. What they're doing on Tilt Brushes.
Oh yeah, especially Rosie Summers VR.
Yep.
On Twitter. I mean, her stuff is amazing. Yeah. Like, how the heck are you doing that with
I don't know.
the Tilt Brush on the Quest? And
And then she says she's doing it on her lunch break. Nothing takes more than an hour, and some of it is like a half hour. And you're looking at this going, what? I can't get...
Well, yeah. Well, if you know what you are doing, I can go...
Sure.
It's pretty fast. Like I was just going for a soap bubble look, but it turned out looking more like glass shards instead of soap bubbles because they were kind of flat. But I made a castle out of those pieces for the prompt of frail. And what I did is I made the one wall, then I selected all of them, and I grabbed them. I placed a copy there, and I went and placed a copy here, placed a copy here, placed a copy here, placed a copy on the floor, set it aside, deselected it, selected another segment of it, used that to make the synchronizations, So I only did the actual drawing part one time, and then I just copy pasted everything.
Hey, whatever gets you in, it's
Yeah, but it's like once you know shortcut moves like that, it opens up a lot more possibilities for moving fast.
Yeah.
So
I really like the way the artwork is progressing in the VR world. I think there's going to be a explosion of VR artists pretty soon, especially with the Quest, being I don't know if you guys saw the sales numbers the other day. They're estimating by, did you see it? So like 350,000 headsets have been sold since they launched.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
this is
that's pretty impressive. That's like 25,000 a week. So 4,000 a day.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
No wonder when I had to send my Quest back in, they didn't have a replacement unit for a while.
Exactly. But
because they had just sold out 50,000 and didn't have any more of this, so they had to make more.
Right. Yeah. But it's good to know that people are joining in and that they're actually fulfilling their obligations and getting them out there. I see Amazon still has them in stock.
And people are staying in.
Yeah.
It's just not about getting in, but staying in.
Yeah, and don't forget, we haven't even hit to Christmas yet. I wonder how much more are going to get bought at Christmas time. Yeah.
It's going to be crazy.
I would guess by the end of Christmas, we're going to probably see them hit really close to the 1 million mark. I can't see them.
I think you might be right.
Yeah.
So they'll be happy, and hopefully, if they're really smart, what they'll also do is obviously get their Christmas sale on games going.
Yeah.
So
we need that.
Right, exactly. And pop a few games out that are not crazy expensive that they produced, so they can eat it if they have to. And
just cut the profit.
Exactly. Right. And move the game units because they're going to have the competition. So right now, I think is the time while they have everybody praising the Quest as the headset of the century, basically right now, is the time to move on it. I mean, because there will be several other headsets by the beginning of next year.
Yeah, just to lock players in the ecosystem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And HTC has said they don't really consider Oculus to be their competition.
I don't know what HTC considers, to be honest with you. I mean, when they came out with the Vive and the Vive Pro, I was really very impressed with them, but they really seem to have sat back and done nothing.
Yeah.
Really nothing.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, and Nathy pointed out in one of his, or in his review of the Vive Cosmos, he said, "This is Vive's consumer product
Right.
effort, but it's priced too high to be a consumer product. It is priced above the console level. The Quest is priced right at console level.
Right.
And it is a console.
There's a lot of problems with the Cosmos now. Also, I see that they're fixing a lot of different bugs on there. So
yeah, and I saw something Twitter, I think. Someone posted about the reported 2-hour battery life on the controllers.
Yeah.
They reported, I'd like to say that this is wrong. In our testing, we got an average of 4 to 8 hours.
4 to 6, right? But you know,
Right.
if they say 4 to 6, it means 3. You know,
Yeah.
and that is watching a movie.
That's not even.
That's a major problem. 2 hours is just.
That's maybe because of all the lights. You know, there's so many lights on the round that you don't need. I mean,
it looks cool.
Yeah, it looks like the 90s.
Right, it does. It looks sort of retro's idea. It's Buck Rogers. Yeah. It's like what they thought would look cool. You know, when everybody wears jumpsuits and.
I don't want to wear a jumpsuit.
They have.
I'd be sweating all the time and just.
I know.
Standing
still. No flies on those jumpsuits either. I don't know how they go to the bathroom. It's.
They are porous.
I never knew that.
So we're well beyond the 45 minutes an hour, but we had so many things to talk about. So it was a good week.
Yeah,
it was a good week for VR, and I'm pretty sure that being in October, we will have a few good weeks with our stuff and stuff like that, like our games or maybe our rooms and rec room and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure that next week we'll have a lot more stuff to talk about again.
I don't think we're going to run out of things to talk about.
Oh, no.
Probably not. I mean, we haven't even really touched on the uses of VR outside of games yet, and there's a lot there too.
Oh yeah, exactly. We should really talk about that next week.
Yeah.
It's a date. And I hope to see all of you with us. And I guess we're going to do a wrap at this point. And
I'm not very good at rapping.
No, we'll teach you after the show.
I can try. I know, but the way my son raps is like he's trying to be Eminem.
It sounds sort of beatboxing there as well as the rap. Alrighty, guys. So we're gonna call this one.
Yep.
And
see you next week.
Everybody next week.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Have fun.
Take care.
Live long and prosper.
I choose talk.
Yeah.